Okay, let's take a look at how we can create this logo via a sticker and what type of advantage that approach actually would have. So before we continue, we want to go to Edit and Preferences. Very good. And then here type in Material. Sorry, not Material. Image. And then turn on Import-Export Image as Plain. This extension or add-on actually gives us inside the file import menu a new option, import an image as a plane. That means, let's take a look at it. When we import this and zoom out, there is a plane with the image and material perfectly mapped onto it. So the geometry that was created is really in the correct proportion or has the same size as the image. So there's no distortion. In object mode, we can scale this one down, bring this over, go to here, bring this up. I will press RY 90, okay. Bring this up, scale this more down till this fits roughly. There, a little bit higher. Okay. So I'm trying to line this up a little bit. I can actually use here this as a reference. That looks pretty okay. Very good. So let's take a look at the material. So when we brought this one in, here you see it uses the color for there and then the alpha. Let's see, and that's how they did this. I see. Good. Now, so you see this image is being used to render this material transparent. And where in the logo we have not a transparent background, then there we have a color. So this one we can just give a color as much as we want. And the cool thing is now here we can play with specularity effects a lot. So let's make the specular high and roughness we set to 0. And for comparison reason, we simply bring this down to here. There. So we can position this a little bit. Very nice. There. Okay. So how do we make now this flat rectangle fold over that geometry? This tool we're going to use is a project tool. It's going to project or wrap this geometry over a target surface. So let's do that. We go to modifier and go to shrink wrap, target, click this, and we projected it over it. But as we all can see, the result is absolutely not what we want. The points are actually projected, but the rest of the mesh is not where we need it to be. So, how do we fix this? Well, the thing is we only have 4 points in this geometry, so to make this fold more over the target surface, we need to add more points. So let's do this. Press tab to go into edit mode. Here we can turn this off for the moment. Control R. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this looks like these are squares. Click and escape. Very nice. Let's see how this works. Now you see this is getting better. By the way, maybe here Control R in edit mode, 2 more. There you start noticing when I add actually multiple here, how this starts to fold over this way. And the reason why I'm going forward and backwards with the resolution is so From here, you see this is quite faceted. But we look from here, you can see that this is really coarse. So the the facet or the facets are even more noticeable. So to make this geometry fall over something like this, it doesn't have to be very refined. But from here, since there are so many faces, we need to have a little bit more vertical subdivision. Very good. One little shortcut is, well, we can keep it this way. And then we add a subdivision surface modifier, put this in front, but say simple, simply because I can show you with simple, we add more rectangles, squares into it. And that's the reason why I also try to subdivide everything into nice looking rectangles. There. Okay, now what's going on here? The two meshes intersect, and this is actually a quite logical outcome of this command. A sticker, even if we spray paint the speaker, is on top of the surface and not in the surface. So what we have to do here, let's add just a fraction of an offset. Till, for example, well, this sticks out okay. So that looks like, what's missing here? The H. Yeah, here, so we can actually maybe type in 1, 2. Oh, that's actually not ideal. You see how 0.1, this is good, but something is getting lost there. Okay, one moment. We will do a manual subdivision by hand. Ah, see, interesting. That worked better. I don't know why this happened. It shouldn't really be that much of a problem, but there. Okay. So I keep this problem in the video just to show you how also I sometimes come across a problem, and if I don't get a result one way, I need to figure out how can I get a result a different way. Very good. So I can get this, for example, a little bit closer till there. Yeah. See how this is kind of funny? So what we want to do here is we want to adjust this snap mode. We say project onto surface along Y, positive and negative. And let's go to local and you see, oh, this is actually Z, zip. So the Z direction. Obviously, the Y we turn off. There we are. Okay. Increase this a little bit for the offset. And there we are. Very good. Okay. Let's do this one more time. So you see like how this should work without all the explanation. Bring in the image. Zip. Make the image small. Bring this in front. We would like to rotate it. So RX 90. There it is. Bring it down. Can try to adjust the scale. This looks good. We will change here this so we have just nice white. I can get this very close like this. Then I would like this to project onto my geometry. So let's use a shrink wrap. I always use project. This is the z-axis, so along z, but negative. And then target is this. Very nice. This is too tight, so edit mode, Control R. Hue cubes. There we are. Let's see how this works. This seems to start to do it. Offset a little bit. The offset is actually, you see, 110. This is really large. Why is this so much? By the way, that's because we have a scale factor. So apply scale. Now then, we can bring this back to 1 millimeter, or even get this smaller. There. If we want to be more precise, you see this is off. So Control R, 2 loop cuts in edit mode. 0.5 millimeters. 0.25 millimeters. Okay, there it starts to intersect. Okay, there we are. Yeah, cool. Okay, so what's the advantage actually of this process to the other one? Well, I can very easily just move stuff around, and I don't have to deal with UV unwrapping. That's the main reason why this decalling via an object as a mesh is actually very, very attractive. Now, because I also can give this a complete different individual material. Say here we're going to rendering and let's add a light. There's our light, RY90 negative, GNYX, bring this over. Maybe select this body. We don't want specularity for all these materials. There's the bump one. Rip. So obviously it's white. Having a white reflection on a white body is not really something we will see. So I will just turn this off. And there you can see now actually the reflection of the light on the black text. While the rest of the body here has actually no reflection. So you see we can not only adjust the color of the logo or whatever this will be, but also adjust the material properties. Okay. The only task we have to do now is reset everything for our materials. So here this is specular and specular. This all goes back up. There. Very good. Even there we can actually see that reflection a little bit on it. Now here this is more blurry, and here the reflection is actually on. The text is super crisp. Okay, that is then everything how this decalling can be do, and an additional area where then this can be applied to, I will show in the next video. At one point is how then we can make these interface elements, plus, minus for the volume and the microphone on off.